Good. I think she's. Smithville Board of Aldermen meeting is now called to order. Please stand and join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag. Thank you. First item on the agenda is a consent agenda. Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Second by Alderman Chevalier. Any discussion on the consent agenda? For approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is the city administrator's report. Ms. Wagner, do you have anything to add to your report?
I have one item I do wish to add to my report. You have the information from the report, so I won't go into that. I do want to let you all know that a few weeks back, we provided information on 4 projects that we had submitted for grants through Mid-America Regional Council. One of those projects was the Riverwalk. We've received word that, and I always get these committees wrong, but the Transportation Alternatives Program funding recommendations have been identified, and there is a committee meeting tomorrow morning that Chuck will participate in. Our Riverwalk project has been identified as one of the top 6, Chuck, one of the top 6 projects. We anticipate that if that continues through the meeting tomorrow, that then goes to recommendations of the larger committee. But typically the committee approves those funding recommendations by the oversight committee, for lack of a better term. Chuck has the technical terms. We would anticipate potential of funding for that in 26. We submitted for over $2 million. Chuck kind of had a misunderstanding of that their match is up to $750,000. So we've been looking at the Riverwalk project, the estimates we had from Land Works as we went through the Parks and Recreation Master Plan. And we believe we could scale back to install the trail stub and utilities for future water fountains and things like that, as well as electrical, along with the design. Now, the design would be an additional cost, but we could look at the $750,000 plus a city match of $750,000. So $1.5 million, we believe, could get the trail. It wouldn't have all the amenities outlined, but those are things we could fundraise for or look at our capital improvement project over time. What this would do, the budget that's included in the agenda tonight includes the capital improvement program. Now, remember that we only adopt the budget for the coming year. So fiscal year 23 is the only thing that we're looking at funds for now. The capital improvement plan that looks at the next 5 years has funds in the Parks and Recreation sales tax in 25 and 26 for sports courts. Thank you. I always want to say fields. We have $300,000 in 25 and $300,000 in 26. That $600,000 gets us a long way in that $750,000 match. We also could look at stormwater. There are ways we could move those projects around as we get closer to that time period. And staff would recommend that while we adopt the budget tonight showing those items, those funds be targeted for use for the match for the Riverwalk project. In terms of comparison, the $750,000 that we could potentially get for a Riverwalk compares to the Main Street Trail, Matt, where we got about
280.
So this is a significant investment. This hits all of the boxes that Mark reviews its applications on, and they see it as something that would be, a significant project for the area. So we're excited about that. Want to make sure the board's on board with continuing down that road because we want to be able to convey that support to Mark tomorrow morning in that meeting. And
But-
Chuck, is there anything else that I've missed or you need to add?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I would anticipate that if things go as they typically do, there could be potential funding there. So we just wanted to make sure that the board was aware. It's a $750,000 match plus engineering commitment. So
I fully support it. And
And
as a Mark executive board member, I'll support it when it comes to our agenda there too. So
They'll match engineering?
No,
Oh, we'll
our,
start
our
doing
match
it.
will be 750 for construction plus the
Yeah.
engineering.
Engineering is usually 20 to 30%.
Yeah, it'll
Right.
be 250 to 300.
Yep.
So.
Engineering's expensive.
Very expensive.
Yes, it is.
Doesn't pay that.
Jackson Engineer.
Pay more than I get now.
Is this the only project that we think is gonna get?
For this,
I
for
don't
this
want to say
committee,
anymore
yes.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are
so-
separate, there are different committees
Yeah.
looking at the
From
four
the-
different,
from the
sorry,
cap-
I didn't clarify that. So
Okay.
he doesn't want to say anything more now, but
Sure.
this group,
Yeah, TTPC
this-
is another
this
one for
second-
the, we'll look at the roads. That's the one that did the sidewalks and stuff.
Yeah.
Is total
Yeah.
transportation.
So we submitted for Second Creek and
hopefully.
it didn't score as well. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
we'll do better next time.
it'll get hashed out in committee too. I was there Friday and we had some discussions on it. So they get smaller communities don't score as well because census tracks and different things. So
Yep.
we'll fight for it. I think it's a game changer project if we can get it done. So
Oh, I think it'd be great.
I see heads nodding around the room.
thanks, Yoda.
Uh, So we will proceed then and we'll keep you informed as we have that information.
Do or do not. All right, next item on the, anything else for Cynthia? Next item on the agenda is number 5,
Mayor,
Alderman Hartman.
yeah, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion on bill number 2960-22, amending outdoor storage, second reading.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Shipley.
Aye.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
Alderman Hartman. Alderman Yulidol.
Aye.
Alderman Russell.
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance amending sections of chapter 400, the zoning code related to outdoor storage.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 6, Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion on bill number 2961-22, right-of-way agreement with Bluebird Network, second reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Yulidol.
Aye.
Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Abstain.
Alderman Russell.
Aye.
Alderman Shipley.
Aye.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance approving a right-of-way agreement with Missouri Network Alliance LLC DBA Bluebird Network.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 7, Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion on bill number 2962-22, adopt the fiscal year 2023 operating budget, first reading.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Thank you, Stephen, for all your hard work on the budget. It's great to have it in hand and ready at the beginning of October. Hearing no discussion, clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Atkins. Alderman Russell.
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol.
Aye.
Alderman Shipley.
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance adopting the fiscal 23 annual operating budget for the city of Smithville, Missouri, and authorizing the expenditures of funds for municipal services.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 8, Chuck. Can we get a motion in a second? Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for bill number 2963-22, amending chapter 510, right-of-way management, first reading.
Thank you. Do I
Second.
have a second? Second. All right, Chuck, you're up.
For this, oh, sorry.
Show and tell.
Right-of-way management. So our code currently doesn't have a lot on specific right-of-way management, or I guess our attorney thought it did, but I didn't think it was clear enough. So this happened, this was on Commercial Street, just a week or two ago. It was an $11,000 repair bill. We sent it to the contractor, out of business. So we're trying to get back with the general contractor. What happens is AT&T hires XYZ, I won't say any more names, and they hire 2 or 3 subs. Well, the subs hit this and then they leave. And, then you gotta track down all this other stuff. What this new right-of-way management ordinance makes clear is that the person doing the work is responsible. We will get insurance certificates with us as an additional insured, and it will, if they forfeit, it will go back all the way to the main company that has the right-of-way agreement, if it has to go that far. But it transfers the responsibility downward and back up. So the actual person who owns the infrastructure, whether it's fiber or gas or whatever, is responsible ultimately, but hopefully this will help us a little bit in managing some of those issues.
Chuck,
So,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask, was that a boring machine that did that?
Yeah.
See the ridges all the way along. Pop,
Yeah,
pop, pop,
hit
pop,
it.
pop, boom.
It hit it going along with- it stopped it, right? It stopped till it broke in.
Yeah. Then we had water everywhere.
Which then created a break that our crews had to respond to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dug a big old hole.
So so far we've been successful, but in collecting until this one, funds for those repairs that need to be made, but we just want to make sure it's absolutely clear and have a few more hoops for contractors to jump through if they're going to be digging in it right away.
So Chuck, a question here. What about existing use agreements, including the one that we just approved, Bluebird?
So in those agreements, if we make corrections to our ordinance or those agreements already say it's whatever the current ordinances are. So like the Bluebird one, even as far back as AT&T or, whoever it was, Evergy or Westar, those already have parts in there, sentences in there, because I asked that question to make sure they are already responsible for current codes that we employ.
Notified when we change
We
the
will
code?
notify them.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Part of the reason that we want to get this done now as well, we're working through the process as we go through our business licensing process because those licenses expire and renew in November. That information goes out this month. We will not send those renewals out until the second reading of this ordinance, so we can include communication with those renewals so that all of those contractors know there's a change in that ordinance and heightened responsibility on their part.
Any other discussion?
No, Mayor, I just want to say thanks, Chuck, for bringing that to our attention. I mean,
Throw your
that's-
pipe away now.
Yeah.
Or save it.
It's clean.
Have you been in his office lately? He's
Yeah.
got all kinds of toys.
Yes. All right, clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Hartman. Alderman Atkins. Alderman Russell.
Aye.
Alderman Shipley.
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol. Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
6-0.
Any, Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance repealing ordinance section 510.015 definitions and enacting a new ordinance section 510.015 definitions and ordinance enacting section 510.021 compliance with chapter 610 and repealing ordinance section 510.025 franchise or rights of way agreement required and enacting a new ordinance section 510.025 franchise or rights of way agreement required and enacting section 510.041 communication and enacting section 510.042 indemnification and liability.
Like C-SPAN right there. Any public comment?
We're sure that's correct, right? Yeah.
No. Any new business? I'll entertain go ahead.
As new business, Mayor, this probably happens about every 6 months, but it has to do with the water in Smithville, right? And the drinking water and the shower water and its smells and everything else. It's happened again recently, and I know because I've toured the facility, and I'm sure all the fellow aldermen as well have, that Smithville complies or exceeds existing requirements on state, local, city level, the federal level. The question is there, do we know if there's something additional that we could do to filter the water additionally or something? Is there something out there for the smell? I mean, I see people on online media say, well, this city does this city does that. I don't know. That's not my realm, but I just wonder if there's something out there that we could look at or address with the citizens.
I
And
know-
while
I know-
Chuck comes up too, I want to, as you've noted, this is related to lake turnover. And just today on social media, Gina posted information letting people know kind of the process and what happens there. So there is information on social media to inform the public as well.
Yeah, it was a great post today, and I know it's getting out there as well. But also getting that new raw water pump online will help, right, Chuck? A little bit.
It will a little bit because we'll get rid of some of those zebra mussels, which don't help the smell and taste. Obviously, as Alderman Russell mentioned, I mean, everything's safe. we meet or exceed any guidelines and any safety regulations. So you're not gonna get sick or it doesn't smell well. It takes a few days for that to work itself out of the system because the system holds millions of gallons already. So it's in the system, so it takes a while. When we notice that and we start adding more carbon, which is basically the treatment process. I've worked in several communities. We all have it. I don't know of many communities that don't. Now, maybe Colorado where they have the natural, waters and everything else, but when you deal with surface water, you're gonna have that at some point. We do use potassium permanganate. I've used that in the community. That helped. Doesn't solve it, but it helps, but we already use that, and carbon. And those are the two traditional treatment processes. It's what we have available, at least when we start looking at the water plant expansion, we can maybe look at some alternatives. I don't know what those new technologies are at this point.
But we're also adding carbon at the new pump too. That'll help it treat it a little longer, right?
That's true. That's
So-
true. I did do ozone down in Emporia. That helped, but it didn't take it all away.
Yeah, a lot
when
of
we
air.
pulled- When we pulled. So it's, rivers tend to have it less, wells less, but lakes, which is what our primary source, what was our only source.
Yeah, everybody in the community that lives upstream of the lake can do their part by not fertilizing as much and getting the bloom in the lake is bad too. All that organic material coming from your runoff in your yard
Mhm.
causes it to grow faster.
So, but it is safe. It is safe.
And I've let everybody know that too, it's safe, and I've seen the process and work to, it stinks, right? That's what I get. So, usually if something stinks, you don't think it's safe, whether it is or not, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. Thank you very much, Chuck.
I just know when chops his teeth off a little bit.
He even went and got gallons the other day.
Yeah.
That's how rough it was. Tuesday last week.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, all in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Stand adjourned. What flavor? I like cherry.